Yeah, but I didn't have the money at that point
Okay, that's
for
fine.
an advisor.
Yeah, I didn't have Renaissance either, but I still got up to date on tech.
You are getting
Yeah,
it
but I
wealthy.
don't like paying through the nose for tech, for institute.
I always
Tech.
pay through the nose for tech.
Yeah,
Actually,
institutions
I
are kind of
still
an
don't
important
have
thing.
the Renaissance.
Yeah.
It's spreading to you. You haven't
Yeah, I
embraced it
don't
yet,
have
but
enough
it's
money.
spreading.
Yeah, I finally got it because the papal state was nice, but...
Right, hang on. Val, you're saying that Pirate England does not have the money for it?
No, I don't have the money. I need to go raiding, I think.
I was going to say that there is an answer to this. And it lies to the east of you, it lies to the south of you, it lies to the west of you, even possibly lies to the northeast of you.
I've already raided Denmark a bunch, so...
In fact, yeah, you can reach the most of Norway.
Well, I'm gonna head back, so...
Yep, same.
Yep, thanks very much
Back
for
out
stopping by.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks, welcome.
Alright, so that was England and Castile stopping by there to tell us about their recent acquisitions. England now being on the scoreboard for their taking off Kelra, and then also planting the seeds of taking over Gotland, though that could also play into Sweden or possibly even Muscovy's hand to try and take over that. The one place that England is likely to struggle to hold on to... in fact, no. So, earlier it was mentioned that playing a naval power, particularly England, is going to be very good and very easy to take over many of the islands, which are the victory conditions. Bear in mind that Tsushima, Gotland and Rhodes are all in inland seas. So any of the big galley players can probably be a strong contester against that. Yes, England is going to sweep in with their heavy ships, but it is fairly easy to build up large galley fleets and throw the English out. The English should be quite concerned about going into the Baltic and the Mediterranean, at least early on. And that's going to give the Mediterranean, the Baltic powers, at least a bit of a hand in securing those territories. Meanwhile, we have another war. Ashikaga is currently fighting against Hoshikawa. We've got Ashikaga, Ainu, Imagawa, Nambu, and Tokugawa. This is the Hoshikawan War of Independence. This is the Shogun going, no, to one of his daimyos. And we do have Kyoto currently under siege by Hoshikawa, and I think is about to fall. We also need to take a look at Bengal, sorry, not Bengal, Jaunpur, Delhi, because that war has ended. We will do so in just a moment. Is Gotland a pirate republic? That is an excellent question. They are not. They are a aristocratic republic. Noble elite. It would be nice if you were a pirate republic, if the republics that you spawned were pirate republics. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. So yes, will Hoshikawa survive the smackdown? Right now, I would say probably. Let's see what the numbers arrayed against them are like. So they are actually pretty equal. 21,000 against 19,000. Although it doesn't look like the Ashikaga force is particularly interested in going after the Hoshikawan force. And these guys are busy fighting against each other. Nambu actually doing an awful lot of damage against the Ando nation. Okay, Kyoto has now fallen. The initiative is going to them, although their allies just pieced out. Hey, Bacon.
Have you seen my heir?
I have not.
You should.
I'm having a look. 466. Yes, I think you pointed that out last time. The Great Mordred. Oh, I like it.
Just letting you know, Bacon, I have to unally you because we're on the top 4 great power.
Ah, damn. Okay.
Okay, so the first of the Great Power Alliance breaks. Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I highly approve of your heir, and he's certainly capable of earning that name.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Have fun.
Yep, thanks. Okay, so we are playing with a couple of rules to try and break up hog boxes and just massive alliances. And one of those is if you are in the top great powers, then you cannot be allied with other great powers. There are specific rules about that, and I'm going to need to look that up because I cannot remember exactly how it works. Give me just a moment, I'll look it up. Here we go. You may not have more than one great power ally, and the top 4 great powers may not ally with each other. So the fact that Castile and France are in the top 4 means that they cannot be allied with each other. The fact that England is not a great power is what allowed this coalition of 3 to exist, because Castile and France were the great powers, and then England was not. If England makes it into this list, then that whole thing will have to break up. Probably. But the fact that these two are already not allied means that England's going to be basically playing as a kingmaker between those two. Whether this means that these two are going to become hostile is another matter. They just can't be formally allied. And somebody like the Ottomans may well see that as an opportunity to take down one of these two without the third faction being involved. Right, let's take a look at John Purr. It doesn't look like these borders have changed at all. So switching over to the diplomatic map mode, they do have claims on all of this, but no land was lost over there. And then Bahmanis had to settle for only taking Daman and Thana. Thana was already a core of theirs, so they only really taken over Daman. So the Jampuri intervention probably was successful. Bahmanis most likely wishing that they could have grown a bit more. Although they have a pretty significant coalition risk. A lot of people don't like them. Good fight from John Purr really made the Bahmanis bleed for that. Yeah, that gives me a lot of hope between the balance of power here in India. I mean, the fact that John Purr didn't take anything from Delhi is good for Bahmanis. The fact that Bahmanis only took 2 provinces from Gujarat is good for John Purr. And Delhi just came out of this worst. Although, possibly with good cooperation between the Delhi and Bahmanis player, I am going to wonder about how things are about that. Ajam is currently fighting against Ardabil. So just these guys up here. Now, I am very curious about the current standings. So if we sort this by income, we can see who the top players are for that. Currently, the Ottomans coming in first place, Bahmanis in second, France in third. So those are the 3 players that will get points for income. Then we have the highest developed province, which you can see in here. Sort that. So we have Rome coming in undisputed first place as the most developed player province, then Constantinople coming in second, and then Milan coming in third, having just ousted the Inca to their place. Inca, I think, actually won this. No, they were third last time. So there is definitely going to be a competition between the Ottomans, Milan, and Inca over that top slot. And I wouldn't be that surprised if we see Ulm trying to sneak their way in as well. I'm a little bit surprised that Ulm has not grown more already, because when they were a free city, they have a development cost reduction, which would really have helped them gain an early lead in that particular contest. Then if we go to the score comparison, we can see the military ratings. Currently, Oirat coming in first place with the military ratings, then the Bahmanis, and then third place we have the Ottomans, with France being a fair way behind. So it does look like these top 3 positions aren't likely to change. Oirat and Bahmanis probably fighting over that top slot. Then we have... trying to remember what the other categories are. So that was military, income, development, naval. So we need to see who the top navy size is. Currently we have the Ottomans in first place, with England in second, and then Morocco in third, although the difference between Morocco, Castile, and the Papal States being negligible. So we could see a change in the third place rankings. Possibly second place, but I would say that the Ottomans are fairly unrivaled in their first slot. That's 4 of them. Mamluks are a player. Mamluks lost most of their navy last time. You're right. Have Mamluks lost connection? They have. Mamluks are not currently here. That might be one of the players that had to leave early. I know 2 players did. Poland was one. I think Mamluks must have been the second. So yeah, Mamluks could well be in the running for that. And in fact, I wouldn't be that surprised if Mamluks are like first in income, because Mamluks are doing exceptionally well in that front. What was the other one? There's a 5th category, I'm fairly sure of it. Need to remember what it was. Income, dev, profit, great powers, that was it. So the top 3 player great powers right now would be the Ottomans, Castile and France, with the Mamelukes coming in just behind. If they can overcome their technology deficit, then the Mamelukes would actually jump into 3rd place, overtaking both Castile and France. There is definitely competition between those 3 for the next slot. Sorry, these 3. Even Bahmanis would be in the running. Depending on who takes up first, Bahmanis or Mamelukes. But I think the Mamelukes are already getting the institution. They are. Bahmanis, still absolutely no spread over there. Although Pegu, AI Pegu, is currently getting the spread of the Renaissance in their territory at the moment. Because Pegu have a natural scientist advisor. So the AI can do this too. It's not just limited to players. AI can absolutely start spreading this as well. And Malacca are also starting to get a bit of the Renaissance, having also gotten one of the available advisors. Setsu has actually lost it. Their advisor having apparently died, or actually because of occupation. Nope, it's not rising anymore. So Japan have lost their source. I don't think that Oirat ever had one. Ajam already has it, so Ajam is now a Renaissance nation. Muscovy slowly but surely getting it. Sweden slowly but surely getting it. England slowly but surely getting it. Castile, Aragon, France already got it. Portugal is starting to get it very, very slowly. And we do have the spread of the Renaissance. No, we don't, because they're not feudal yet. But they're very, very close. Gien is going to get feudal if they can hold on to that province. Although, actually, if Morocco takes it, then the spread of feudalism is going to spread down to Gien. So Morocco is pushing south really, really quickly. Morocco is AI, right? Oh, no. Torsion is Morocco. Oh, sorry. I was thinking that Morocco is AI. No. Tunis and Morocco are both players. That would explain why Morocco is doing well. Okay, I completely screwed up there. I had completely forgotten that. So Congo is probably going to be looking on that with some interest. Also, Congo, do you have Catholicism yet? No. Let's take a look at Portugal and see if they have discovered Congo. Explorers have been down this way. So the event should have fired for Congo, meaning that they could get Catholicism. Because Congo has an event scripted to fire as soon as they are discovered by a European power, usually Portugal, as to whether or not they take Catholicism. And apparently they said no. So 3 large North African powers, Mamelukes, Tunis and Morocco. That's very interesting. And the fact that the Mamelukes are allied with Tunis? Morocco. Mamelukes and Morocco, Tunis and the Ottomans. Like, that is a conflict brewing in North Africa, Middle East. This is a really interesting balance of power developing over here. Very, very nice. Meanwhile, Muscovy has not taken anything over in the Great Horde. Crimea now taking the opportunity. Muscovy, I don't think he even took anything from Perm, unless he vassalized them. Yeah, of course he did. The Master of Puppets, Muscovy, taking another province. Absolutely enjoying the fact that he gets the +1 relationship slot from playing as Muscovy, which I think he loses if he switches to Russia. Meanwhile, Oirat. Oh, Kamchandals have gone to war with Manchu. So Kamchandals currently trying to take over Manchuria. That's an interesting one. Are Kamchandals allied to Oirat? They used to be. Yeah, so Kamchandals still allied with Oirat. So Oirat trying to help the Kamchandals out in taking a bit of Manchu. Manchu being the former player of the Ottomans, of course. Having lost a fairly significant war against Oirat and then being cut in half in Korea. They lost pretty heavily. It was a good war, but they lost. I vote the Kamchandals as MVP for this session. This is actually the Oirat expansion. Kamchandals is just an ally. So even though the Kamchandals are getting most of the occupations, Oirat declared this. And I don't know if they necessarily want to give this land to Kamchandals. We shall see. Meanwhile, Hoshikawa have now expanded even more into Japan. Not yet taking Kyoto, but they should now... Oh no, they're still daimyo. I thought they had to become independent if they won that war. Apparently not. They do have a 100% liberty desire though, so it's not likely to remain that way for very long. Meanwhile, Inca did not take this territory, just pieced them out, but moving north into Quito, trying to take a bit more land over there. We have got Oirat, we already know. Muscovy are currently at war with Novgorod, finally sealing the deal up there in the north. Then we've got Ulm, probably the most expansionist power in this area at the moment, doing actually a really good job of securing more and more territory. And Ulm currently at war with Ravensburg, Savoy and Ansbach for even more territory. How is their coalition? They have managed their coalitions perfectly. They're gaining almost no aggressive expansion in this region at all. How are you doing that? Is this just really good use of diplomats just to keep relations with others high? Not really. Can I see what you're automatically doing? I can't. Interesting. So that's Ulm. Then we've got Morocco currently pushing south into Jolof. Then the Kamchandals, we know, fighting alongside Oirat. So the world is actually relatively peaceful at the moment compared to the early madness that we have already seen. I'm really wondering where the next conflicts are going to brew. How is Poland doing with their recovery? Is the AI managing to pay stuff back? They have. Poland is now completely debt-free. Is that because of a bankruptcy? Nope. That is one hell of a recovery by AI Poland. Nicely done. I'm actually surprised the AI has managed to recover that as quickly as they have. They're still paying for defense. They're still paying full army maintenance, which I assume means that they're drilling. Nope. They're just facing off against the rebels. The AI is way too concerned about rebels. Like, they have 20,000 men here. They could easily beat the 13,000, but they just don't want to do it because they're massively overestimating how dangerous that stack is. And then these pretender rebels in Lithuania just being allowed to run rampant. That's one thing about this latest patch I really dislike. Like, the AI balance is off in terms of rebel fighting. Ulm's MVP made it so much better since we remember Ethiopia. Yeah, I had not expected Ulm to last very long. I'm trying to be as diplomatic here as I can, but Ulm have definitely exceeded expectations and are playing a great game so far. Like, I'm actually excited to see what Ulm can do from here. Like, having taken down Bavaria, I think, was the big step for them. They're getting puppets, like puppet OPMs is pretty decent. They are not allied to Austria, which does make that situation more difficult. Like, when they were a free city, Austria has to protect them. So if anyone declared war on Ulm, even if they had a lot of OPM vassals, then Austria has to answer that call. But now that they're just slowly but surely absorbing all of the little nations around them, they're doing well. Although Austria probably does have unlawful territory against them. Brandenburg, Ravensburg and Savoy. Interesting. Ravensburg. Oh, because they took St. Gallen from Switzerland. Wow, Switzerland have suffered. Meanwhile, what's happening with Milan? How's their coalition looking? People's tempers are starting to cool. They still have a couple of people which have over 50 AE with them. Although that's only actually Savoy. And a coalition of one does not a coalition make. Have to have at least 3 to trigger the coalition war. Nogai absolutely crippled by rebels. Uzbek looking pretty strong. Ajam having secured their northern front. France is at war again. Going against Brittany and Utrecht this time. This should be a fairly easy war for them. Although France have not had the easiest of times lately. But then you really shouldn't underestimate Burgundy. Early Burgundy is actually quite strong. And Burgundy managing to win all of their wars and maintaining their junior partners means that they could start integrating these guys and becoming even stronger than that. Like Brabant, Flanders and Holland That's some very wealthy territories, these three. And once Burgundy absorbs those, Burgundy is going to be pretty hard to stop. Thought it was 4 to make a coalition. Was it 4? I thought it was 3. I reserve the right to be wrong. I deal with coalitions so infrequently that it's just almost never a problem for me. I'm pretty good at managing AE usually.